What's up guys, I'm Phoenix Master 1 and welcome back for some more Fire Emblem Heroes. And today I'm going to be discussing and giving my thoughts on this new version update that we're getting on 9th of May, I believe, because the new banner comes out on 10th, so the version update is usually a day before that. So I'm going to be talking about my thoughts on these new changes, some of the new stuff, and the weapon refines. So the first big thing from this update is that we're getting friend mock battles, which is a thing a lot of people requested because it would have been a pretty easy way to make friend lists more relevant. And this is a fantastic change because for the people who find ether raids too stressful, I mean it is stressful actually, so I cannot really blame you for that. They can definitely have fun with this, challenge their friends, see their teams battle against that, and not really have any kind of high stakes. I do personally enjoy ether raids, but I can see where the people who do not enjoy it are coming from because the stakes are insanely high and the mode is not really all rainbows and flowers because everyone is pretty much out for the blood if you're tier 19 or above, I think. Tier 20 is also pretty desperate. People are going to be having their competent defense teams who are trying to get tier 21. There are two kinds of people who exist in tier 21. The first category are the people who are just satisfied by being in tier 21. They just put their cool theme teams and they just want to maintain tier 21. That's pretty much it. And the other category is of the people who want to get to the highest rank possible and they're trying to get the highest tier possible. And it can get a bit pay to win actually after that because tier 27 is definitely much easier if you have a lot of merges on your mythics, and in general having a lot of merges on your mythics are going to be giving you a pretty big advantage in terms of having more room of error and the fact that you're going to be able to get higher rankings. So yeah, this is a pretty welcome change to ether raids, and I wish there was a way to set like a separate mock defense team because I wouldn't really want to put my friends through my degenerate defense team which uses like 2 legendary Azuras. I probably do not want to do that. So yeah, I think if they have another way of setting up another defense team, that would be a pretty nice thing because you could set up like cool theme teams, some nice like rally traps and stuff just to give people an idea, like a training map basically, but not really too hardcore. I really like this kind of change, but I'm really curious how this will work if you have some of the high ranking friends on your friend list, because I'm friends with some of the people who score really high or score where I am, so I'm able to test against their team. So if I'm matched up against their team in like actual ether raids, I would be just able to win because I do know the actual trap placings and how the AI functions on their map. So I'm really curious how the matchmaking will work if they just like make you immune to like your friend matches in actual ether raids. Really curious about that, so let me know about your thoughts in the comments about this. I know a lot of people are really happy to this because finally people can actually go to ether raids without having like the stressful environment where you need to get the wins and you don't really have any kind of do-overs other than like your 3 ladders basically. And we are getting some new structures being added. So we have got Bright Shrine and Dark Shrine. So once placed at start of turn, these structures lower certain stats by up to -5 of the foe on the enemy team who has the highest total of those stats through their next action. So I think this might function like a shield skill because if you really look closely, this has got the attack symbol. Now this could just mean that this is the offensive structure and the black one is the defensive structure, but I think this can only work for a certain stat because if it works for every single stat, then the schools are kind of outdated at that point. I mean, nobody really uses schools a lot. Like only one time I faced one dude on his defense team. He had like level 4 infantry school or something and that was the only time, the highest infantry school I faced. So I think this is only going to be working for a particular stat, and in that case like the attack debuff is going to be most helpful, and it is going to be pretty good against like super tank strategies. I think this is just another countermeasure against the super tank strategies. This month we saw Legendary Alm as well. His existence alone is a pretty big thing for super tank strategy where you just have a tank basically in ether raids and you just have a lot of buffs on them with stuff like Milkorin, Kaden, Legendary Azura buffs. You also have the Light Season buff from Air, and if you have 2 Airs then they just get plus 10 HP and plus 10 resistance, and that is huge for a tank. So that is what I mean when I talk about super tank strategy. So this can be a countermeasure against them. And Ether Resorts is going to be getting a reminder if you haven't collected that day's RNR affinity. So we have got some weapon refines now. The first one is Bow of Devotion for Faye, and this is a really cute looking bow. She's got this bow on her arrow, and also it is heart shaped at the tip. So I think this might be a guard bow type of legendary weapon, because guard bow is pretty much the best weapon for Faye, and Faye is just fantastic as a mage tank and as a range check because of it, and I see her a lot being used in Ether raids. She was the reason why I started to put some physical units on my ER defense team months back, because I would just have all of these kinds of mages, really threatening mages, but this one player just counterpicked like his plus 10 Faye against me, who had Fortress Defense, Res, Guard, both, and all that shenanigan, just completely sweeped my team. So like 3-4 months back, Faye did teach me that lesson. So yeah, I think this is gonna be a guard bow, because Fire Sweep bow isn't really all that good on Faye. She's really slow and she cannot really take advantage of her bulk in that. So I think guard bow is gonna be the thing for her. Really excited for her weapon refine, because it's about devotion. I think this might have to do something with supports, which could be really cool thing. And it could also be something like with healing maybe, because she would have really good synergy with Alm that way if she has some kind of like Heron type of healing where she just heals up some HP at the start of turn, and in that way she could impress Alm, because he has got that weapon refine which loses some HP and he needs to be at full health to get that brave effect. So yeah, I think that's what might happen with Faye. Really excited for this. And this also means that she's going to be on a banner. She's no longer in the summoning pool, and for a good reason, because Fire Sweep bow is a really annoying thing to face in Ether raids, but she's going to be back. And Daybreak Lance is going to be a thing on Lukas. The tip of the lance is so amazing. It has got this purple shading, also has this orange as well. It looks really good. It doesn't really look like any kind of lance from Echoes. So I think this is going to be something different, and I really hope that this lance gives Lukas a bit of resistance. He has got plenty defense, and they could do the defense route as well, just to stack up a lot of defense on him. But I think I prefer the mixed bulk a lot. So if he has something which can increase his resistance, that would be fantastic. And then we've got Sully and Stahl. So these two are pretty much the forgotten cavaliers. Like, I never really see anyone use them, and they are really heavily outclassed. So Sully is going to be getting the Bolt Spear and Panther Sword. Does make sense because they are pretty much Cain and Abel of Awakening, and I think they do mention Cain and Abel in their supports. So yeah, makes sense with their weapon's name. And I really hope that this is not just the gem weapon, just in the form of a legendary weapon, and they just have some kind of tactic skill attached to that, because that would really suck, because Seth and Titania, who had the gem weapons, got that kind of treatment. So I'm really hoping it's not the case, but it would be pretty hard to like make them unique and also make them viable at the same time. It could be something relating to their personality, like maybe Sully could have a built-in Wrath, which cavalry units are not able to get. That is something I'm really looking forward to. They should try to give the skills as a weapon refine, which isn't really available to that kind of class. For example, Sheeta and Claire have got Flashing Blade weapon refine, and that skill is not available for flyers. So that kind of thing is definitely going to be interesting me if it happens. And we're going to be getting Rudger and Loki in the Heroic Grails. I know a lot of people want to plus and merge Rudger. He is a pretty good unit actually for Arena for the scoring. And we're finally getting Equip Seals screen improvement, which is going to be helping us equip them between the battle. One thing which I would really like is that they would allow us to pick the level of the Sacred Seal that we're trying to equip, because it would help me tremendously in my free-to-play guides, because I have upgraded some of the seals for like Ether raids and arena content for my account, but if I use them in my free-to-play guides, it does discourage a lot of people if they are at like the max version. Many times I don't even need them at the max version. So I would really like that kind of change, but this is also pretty good. And finally, Blessed Gardens is no longer gonna get updated after 26th May. I think that's the date we're getting a new Mythic Hero in Astra Mythic Hero. So I think they might have some kind of different mode, which has got these kinds of mythic blessings. and they're going to be transferring most of its rewards to Allegiance Battles, which is a new game mode. I have been enjoying that mode for the time I invested into that playing. I haven't really played too much, but from the playtime I had on that mode, I did enjoy it. The pair-up mechanic is pretty cool, but you kind of need like Legendary Roy and Legendary Alm to really have better scoring. So yeah, that's the thing. It does have the same arena mechanic for scoring, so that's the thing which a lot of people do not like, I've seen. So yeah, Blessed Gardens is not going to be a thing after 26th May. I think they're going to be giving us some kind of like Mythic Gardens, I think, which give us Mythic Blessings, so that could be cool. So they're basically trying to push this new game mode with the help of these rewards which we got before on Blessed Gardens. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the version update. Really excited for the mock battles in Ether Raids, and also for Weapon Refine. Really want to see what kind of Weapon Refine Lukas and Faye get. I hope it's something unique and something that's not been done before. So those are my thoughts on this new version update that we're getting this month. And I would love to hear the thoughts of you guys as well. You could leave them in the comments or even share them with me on my Twitter. And if you enjoyed, then please be sure to leave a like. I would really appreciate it. And if you haven't already, then make sure to subscribe for more Fire Emblem Heroes content. And please be sure to hit that notification bell when you do, so that you can get updates to my videos whenever I upload, because YouTube sub boxes are about as functional as Blessed Gardens after 26th of May. So with that being said, I'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day.